Forget the pilgrims and Thanksgiving, America's story didn't start there. Long before Columbus, the Americas were home to civilizations rivaling ancient Rome, with cities, governments, and technology that would blow your mind. Up to 100 million people lived here, more than all of Europe at the time. These weren't scattered tribes, they were massive interconnected societies. Today we are counting down the 10 most mind-blowing facts about these ancient civilizations. Ready to have your history book rewritten? Let's dive in. Before 1492, the Americas may have had up to 100 million people more than Europe. Cities like Tenochtitlan boasted over 200,000 residents, with pyramids, canals, and floating gardens. Cahokia near modern St. Louis was bigger than London at the time. These were not small villages but urban centers of trade, culture, and power. The scale of these societies flips the empty wilderness myth on its head. The Americas were thriving, crowded, and complex. This wasn't a discovery, it was an invasion of a world already full. And their city planning? Next level. Ancient Americans were master city builders. Cahokia had over 120 massive mounds. Monk's Mound is bigger at its base than the Great Pyramid of Giza. The ancestral Puebloans built cliff cities like Mesa Verde. The Inca built Machu Picchu, perfectly integrated with the mountains. They engineered cities without wheels, draft animals, or metal tools. Their cities aligned with celestial events and featured advanced water management. These were architectural marvels built by hand. But how did they feed such huge populations? The Amazon isn't untouched wilderness, it's a human-made garden. Indigenous people created terra preta, a super fertile soil that still regenerates today. They cultivated orchards and food forests, supporting millions in the jungle. The Amazon was shaped by people, not untouched by them. These societies enriched the land, making it more productive and biodiverse. They were the original masters of sustainable agriculture, and their environmental knowledge was just as advanced. Indigenous Americans practiced sustainability long before it was a buzzword. Controlled burns, managed forests, prevented wildfires, and encouraged useful plants. In the Pacific Northwest, fishing techniques ensured salmon populations thrived for generations. They shaped entire ecosystems for resilience and abundance. Their deep ecological knowledge is only now being fully appreciated. Survival depended on the health of the land, a lesson we need today, and their agricultural innovations changed the world. 3/5 of crops grown worldwide, corn, potatoes, tomatoes, chocolate, were first cultivated in the Americas. The Three Sisters system, corn, beans, and squash, created a self-sustaining, nutritious farm. In the Andes, thousands of potato varieties were bred for different climates. The Aztecs built floating gardens or chinampas for year-round harvest. These were not just farmers, they were agricultural scientists. Their innovations fed millions and transformed global diets. Their organization extended to government too. Let's talk democracy. The US Constitution may have roots in the Haudenosaunee Iroquois Confederacy. Their great law of peace established checks and balances and consensus-based government centuries before the founding fathers. Women held political power, appointing and removing chiefs. Many indigenous societies valued community consensus and individual liberty. Their democratic ideas influenced American and global politics. Political diversity matched their cultural diversity. Let's explore that next. Pre-colonial America was a continent of thousands of cultures and over 2,000 languages. From the Arctic to the Amazon, each region had unique technologies, traditions, and ways of life. Vast trade networks connected distant peoples. Shells from the Gulf found in the Great Lakes, obsidian from Wyoming in Ohio. This was a dynamic, interconnected world. Diversity was the norm, not the exception, and their engineering feats were just as impressive. Let's look at their ancient infrastructure. Pre-colonial engineers built continent-spanning roads, canals, and earthworks. Chaco Canyon's roads stretched for hundreds of miles perfectly straight over tough terrain. The Inca road system spanned 25,000 miles with suspension bridges and rest stops. The Hopewell culture built massive geometric earthworks like the Great Serpent Mound. In the Amazon, they built causeways and canals. These projects required advanced math planning and coordination. But what happened to these civilizations? The arrival of Europeans triggered the greatest demographic catastrophe in history. Diseases like smallpox and measles swept through the Americas, killing up to 95% of the indigenous population. Tens of millions died, entire cities vanished. The empty wilderness seen by settlers was a land emptied by tragedy. This great dying explains why so much was lost. But the story doesn't end there. Against all odds, indigenous people survived. Here's how. Despite centuries of devastation, indigenous peoples are still here, vibrant and resilient. Over 5 million live in the US today, with hundreds of sovereign nations. They're revitalizing languages, reclaiming lands, and leading in every field. Their wisdom and culture endure, offering lessons for our future. Their story is one of survival, adaptation, and resurgence. Recognizing this is key to understanding America's true history. Let's wrap up. American history didn't start in 1492, it began thousands of years earlier with advanced, diverse civilizations. If this changed your view, subscribe and share which fact surprised you most. The real story is even richer than what we covered today. By learning and sharing this history, we honor those who built and continue these worlds. Check the links below to learn more about indigenous nations near you. This isn't just history, it's our shared heritage. See you in the next video.